Hey Moon Muffins, first of all, I'm sorry if it looks like I'm being held fucking hostage. We're in the process of moving and we're in a rental crisis here. It's really fucking turbulent, but everything's gonna work out. I hope that your super full Saturn moon was good. Mine was crazy, so that was a really crazy fucking super moon that we had because there were so many thick energies and they all kind of just released at once, and it's been helping me clear my mind to get more organized for this and for Kitchen Occultist, which I am coming back to soon as we wrap up pre-production for my fucking gnosis I haven't shut up about for like 6 months. But I had to put in and learn a lot of elements in order to pull something really big off, and working with demons has helped me follow my dreams completely with that. They really show you your potential. Belial and Azazel lit a fucking bonfire under my ass, as I told somebody earlier, and I have been just full force. So let that energy release. Seriously, don't do it for the wrong reasons. You know, we get caught up in hustle culture because we're told to when we watch motivational stuff or we see somebody successful. You can't chase after anything. You have to just make your day feel fulfilled. Because I get really depressed if I don't have something for myself or I don't keep busy. And these fallen angels have taught me how to be still. So I had insane writer's block on top of everything else for all platforms, all at once. And I have journals. I'm so annoying about it. And I knocked out all of my topic goals that I wanted, you know? So now it's time for the next chapter. So if I do go away at times, as much as I really strive to be consistent, sometimes you just hit a brick wall. And sometimes in my path, that is a lesson to be learned. But not everything's a fucking lesson. I've learned that lesson too. But I have been having such amazing synchronicities in my environment and having a lot of doors close and new ones start to open. So don't stress about shit that's happening in your life. Right now, things seem so turbulent, but I'm just riding the wave. I honestly feel fine. And if anything, I feel very energized by it. So that is something I've learned with energy shifts, is to not freak the fuck out, because you're going to be fine. And if you want to be morbid about it, which is not what I'm suggesting, but there is sort of relief to that. If you weren't fine, we're all going to fucking die anyway. You know what I mean? Just make the most of it. Make the most of your life. Do the things that you want to do every day. Be unapologetic for it. You don't need to be a jerk, but if people start chirping in your ear, just fucking close them off for a bit. I had to do that. And in order for me to take and transmutate that energy into all of these things that I'm simultaneously doing, it's also burnt me out. So I do try to take less non-zero days, if that makes sense. And it's really hard for me, but if you do something fun, go on social media, watch some movies, do shit like that, you'll clear your head. So that's what's been going on for me. I get really depressed, so I've just been working out harder and organizing and packing because I don't like to just do nothing. So I've gotten some DMs asking if I'm okay. I'm fine. And when I'm not fine, I know I'm going to be fucking fine. I've had to do this shit for 40 years now, nearly. I can go for another 40 just saying, I'm fine, guys, and just wanting to fucking hang myself because I've done that before. So I'm serious. I'm really dark humor. But it's fucking the way that it is. You have to just have a release and realize we're all fucked up. Everybody that fucked us up is fucked up. Everybody that we fucked up is fucked up, and we just got to do the best that we can. You can't be ashamed. I've learned to be so shameless on this path. And I've always been very transparent and pretty an open book. I don't know why. There's things that I'm modest about and I'm not an open book about. But there's a lot of things that I don't feel the need to hide. You fuck up and you can't always fix it. You have to own it and you have to just do better, and that's it. Or you can fix it by doing better, by becoming a better person. And I don't know, I think that it's okay to release those things. So this has just been the time. I never take, it's not that I don't take supermoon serious. I definitely did. I think we had one on Samhain a couple years ago, and I made hella water and stuff. It's just this one was really fucking different. Like, even when I was outside, the wind was coming in from different directions. The temperature was fluctuating, like, to where my husband was really tripping. He's like, this is weird, you know, because he's like a big science nerd and can tell me the name of every type of fucking cloud and all the pressure changes and shit. And I I learn a lot from him, and it helps because simultaneously with this shit, you kind of need to know that shit, in my opinion. But the synchronicities were just weird. He was like, it doesn't make sense how it's just like cold and windy and then warm and windy, and then the wind is hitting us from the front and then from behind. And then it was still, it was really crazy. So I got some pretty cool pictures that he took on my Instagram, and there's just like demonic forms in them, and it was really special. But ever since then, I had this huge surge of energy and surge of clarity. So now I'm like back into my office and writing shit down and still like stuck. Like, you know, you guys ever see that fucking episode of SpongeBob where he's writing like the letter T for the and fucking calligraphy and shit for like 8 hours? That is me. That was me today. But I finally broke through and I had some good ideas, and I thought I'm just gonna talk and ramble because I hate feeling like things have to be too structured. Um, so don't always have to be structured, but it's a weird energetic thing. Be organized in yourself. I like to carry myself in an organized manner, and I like to stay organized with journals and notebooks. I don't like to do it. I don't fucking go, oh, I'm so looking forward to, like, it's not. I'm not that fucking nerdy. I'm nerdy about a bunch of other shit. But I have to. And that's the reality, because when I sit at this desk, I feel like I'm at work doing something important that's important to me. You know, so give yourself purpose. I've really learned to dive into that and tuning out all of the noise. People will tell you, oh, since you got into Satanism and you got into this, you're just isolating yourself, the devil's keeping you away. That's fucking the furthest thing from the truth. If anything, those things were happening prior to this path. Like, they were kind of clearing the pathway to it. Like, that's not how shit works. You know what I mean? Where everything is just dictated for you. I mean, the oligarchs already do that enough, you know, but fucking spirits aren't going to be bothered unless they have a contract with somebody for something other thing. But then that's your obligation. That's your choice to protect yourself, ward yourself, just be you. People can curse and hex you for just fucking smiling, you know, but I personally never feel the effects of people cursing me or that sort of stuff. I take it back, it's very selective. It's very, very selective, and those powerful bonds sometimes are inevitable. But I feel very protected on this path, and you should too if you're diving into it. I'm sorry if I'm rambling a lot. I just feel like I've had a lot to say because I haven't said shit in a month, and I'm catching up with you guys. But in all honesty, I have just had so many downloads in recent time, and I have had so much clarity, and I've realized something. Listen, I asked out of curiosity because my fucking nosy Medici ass couldn't just be happy with the Matrix and go and eat my fucking Dunkin' Donuts and watch fucking Netflix and sit down and be fine. Like, I did that shit for years, and I could have just kept doing it. You know, I love shopping, I love doing all this shit. But no, I had to start having my spiritual awakening, and I had to ask about fucking curiosities of the universe, how what we really are, what our potential is, what the fuck's going on, and he'll show you. They'll show you. Because it synchronizes with all of this shit happening in our world anyways, right? We're starting to really see every celebrity for their true colors. Every fucking politician is completely useless, in my opinion. I don't pick sides because I know that that's just art of war tactics to manipulate us and keep us divided. And I gave up on trying to fucking convince people of that. I'm at a point in my life where I'm like, you know what? I feel very blessed and protected in my little dark fucking corner in hell. I'm just gonna stay here, and I'm just gonna learn shit and I'm going to exercise, and I'm going to just take good care of myself and learn cool shit. That's it. All the cool shit I've ever wanted to do, I get to learn now. And if I don't have the resources, you do. Like for me, YouTube is a huge resource. I'm super fucking serious. They show you how, like Belial in particular, since he's my patron, has shown me how fucking hypocritical I've been. Because I'm going to do this one day and I'm going to get around to it. And I was already pretty focused on my goals. I got really good work ethic. But boy, did I think that I did until this fucking path. Like, seriously. And I'm not like miserable all day doing work. I feel very fucking aligned with what I do. And I like working. But my problem is I have so much to say and so many ideas to share that I just want them out now. And I'm willing to do the work. It's just sometimes you hit roadblocks and you're like, fuck, what do I do here? I don't have the funding for this, or I'm not, at the caliber that I want to be in this skill to show this. So they show you, then get to work, then go work on it and practice. We have YouTube, and I don't like buying subscriptions for shit. This is literally the only one that I have. But I get YouTube Red because I can't take the fucking ads anymore. So I use YouTube mostly educational, to be honest. It's weird. I don't want to act like I'm one of these stuffy fucking people that's like, I like to do scholastic shit. No, I like to smoke pot, and I like to just listen to fucking good music and talk shit and have fun and cook for my family. But I really am focused on just learning the skills and building those skill sets. And it's almost like I was having this sense of urgency because of trauma. I lost like 10 people, not even including extended family and friends and stuff like that. Like I had friends, family, I'm not even talking about like their parents or anything, like 10 people within 2 years just gone. And more is more than that. And it fucked with me because every single one of them, they weren't, it wasn't their time. Does that make sense? Like it was not, I can feel it, and it scared me like to getting healthy. I'm not fucking kidding. It scared me because I have kids and I don't have anybody behind me, and I talk about this shit. But it's just these synchronicities with this path led me to having the balls to do the shit that I do. And I'm not saying I'm doing anything big and special. I'm not trying to say that. I'm saying just sitting at a desk and writing a schedule and believing in yourself, it takes a lot for people. And I've always just been delusional. I've always thought I can do whatever the fuck I apply myself to. I know that if I wanted to be a musician, I can be a really great musician. I know that I can do fucking lots of things. I just know it. There's certain things I can't. I can't draw for shit and I can't dance. There's so many things that we can do, and Belial shows you your potential, and he also shows you your hypocrisies in that. And Azazel shows you your physical capabilities and your limits and how to really work with your body. The types of activities that I like to partake in, I have to be an extension of myself almost. I'm a novice at everything that I'm doing, but I feel so bad if I can't go work out. Like, the only thing that's hard for me right now with discipline, and I do comply, but I'm struggling, is I like sweets so much. Like, really, I'm fucking shocked that I don't have diabetes because I would eat candy for fucking breakfast sometimes. It's so bad. I ate all the healthy things. I ate lots of vegetables and fruits. I've never had a big problem with that sort of stuff. I grew up eating really good homemade food. But I fucking love sweets way too much, man. Like, way too fucking much. And I cannot do that shit anymore. But I wasn't eating candy for breakfast like all the time. But I would, if I saw chocolates and I was getting breakfast too, I'd be like, I'm gonna have one of those too, But at night, I love to have something sweet and then like a tea. I don't like sweetened tea, but I love some sweets, man. And I'm just like, so that's my struggle. And I talk about diet and exercise sometimes, and I don't want to sound annoying. It's just because of having these relationships with these entities, they really teach you to be accountable. Like, I have always wanted to get back into lots of physical activity because I enjoy it. But you're like, oh, well, I'm getting old and fat and tired. You can't do that shit. I'm not telling you guys, and I'm sorry if this is just so rambly, but I have so much fucking energy these days. It's crazy. My joint pain has like completely gone away. I had my knees were so fucked since high school because I used to do track and I used to be in drill team for years, you know. So my knees by the time I was 16 were like fucking bombs in Baghdad. I'm not kidding. They were fucked. And now, because I take gelatin and marine collagen, and you can get that shit on fucking Afterpay if you're struggling, like, trust me. And I eat more meat in my diet and fish oil, and I'm not like a big weird supplement junkie, but I just incorporate and have simplified my diet. Like, it's fucking gone. I'm doing squats and shit. Like, I'm not kidding. Like, I had fucked knees. My left knee in particular would like click. It was crazy, like, for years. And then having extra weight's not going to help. But all of these things are really starting to disappear. I feel really good. And on days that I have, slower days, I'm mentally okay. I'm like, I'm having a flare up and I'm going to just stretch and I'm going to relax and watch cartoons with the kids. And I end up getting going. And sometimes I can do everything that I was supposed to do that day. So be easy on yourself. But one thing I have learned is to have, like, don't have 0 days. But if you're having a low energy day, even if I read no, I didn't read, I watched a video on this. Even if you're having a really like low energy day, or you're procrastinating, just doing fucking 5 minutes or writing an idea about whatever you want to do, your projects, your goals, or even for working out. If all you can do is just do fucking 5 minutes of stretches and push-ups and that's it, like, it literally will make a difference. Because if you do 5 minutes a day, for by the time you get to the 6 month mark, you're going to be doing a lot more than that because you're going to feel good. So I've learned that. And then when I want to fall back into old habits, I really feel Azazel's presence. He keeps me very accountable, and it's like having the most calm and collect fucking drill sergeant. And I'm not kidding, the energy will be at the gym. We have a gym in our little area that nobody uses but my family, to be honest, so it's perfect. And it's just got a treadmill and an exercise bike and a row machine and a couple things. But I go and I use the treadmill and we get our training and we do our workouts in there. But there will be times where it'll just go fucking a little bit darker and the energy will feel a little bit thicker, and I can feel Azazel's presence there. And I will get into this state where after I get the second wind, I start to fucking get a bit angry. I don't know, for those of you, I don't know if people are into fitness or if this is boring or not. So I'm not trying to do that shit, but I go for the second wind, and when I feel like giving up, I go past that, and I can really feel his presence there. And it's like he tells you in the most heavy, silent way, you've got more in you. And I'm not kidding. I feel like some fucking Mesopotamian dragon coming out. Like, I know it sounds silly. Those aren't my children. It's a neighbor, sorry. Okay, I'm gonna just clear the energy. And the baby will be quiet. See? Skull cap totally works for that too. If you're in a pinch, I did this for my husband a few days ago, but just get a bowl, a little bit of salt. If you have any like black salt or charcoal or anything protective, ashes, and put it in there and put some skull cap and then charge your energy like on just a tea light. I'm not kidding. If you just picture, and if you can have some calm space, it helps. My husband was having the worst day at work, and we usually text each other throughout the day, But he was like, oh man, it's fucked today, this and this. And I was like, I'm gonna do a fucking spell. And he was like, it hella worked. Like within 20 minutes after it was just slammed all day, things started to go around. So that's all you gotta do. It's pretty easy. You just have to fucking believe it. We're really powerful. But anyways, getting back to the whole like going for the third wind, I feel him there. So I work out to failure these days, and it's because it helps me mentally. It's not even so much about the physical stuff. I'm jamming on the fucking treadmill. I'm really proud of myself. But I'm not kidding. Some fucking crazy ass Mesopotamian bitch comes out. I feel some ancient fucking shit coming out when you hit that. You think you hit a wall and you're ready to die and give up and you keep going. That's what I do. I know it sounds fucking crazy, but I feel like I have to. And what I've learned is when you start learning, and this is not accurate, this is me and just my kind of, opinion. But when you start learning deep knowledge about, within spirituality, outside of this realm, I feel in my heart of hearts that I have to match that in my physical realm. And exercise is definitely one of them, but not to the point where you want to torture yourself. It's more like you want to explore that fucking part of your psyche, because I get into this trance and then I start zooming even more, and then my body's like, bitch, we're done, and I'm fine. And like I can sense that he has this like contentment, like, see, you went an extra 5 fucking minutes there at full speed, like twice as more as you were. I do. It's this weird thing. I've been on this path of discipline because of demonology, and I am not a disciplined person. I'm just like, I fucking don't want to do it most of the time. But then when I do, I'm so grateful that I did. And my day just goes a lot smoother, or when there is turbulence, it doesn't feel as stressed. And it's not because exercise cures everything. Like, honestly, it can be toxic for some people, I've noticed, like where you're just escaping your shit. I see it as like a psychological tool, and it's healing. You've got a lot of anger or repressed, guilt or repressed shame or repressed fucking just animosity towards somebody because you're trying not to be toxic, like whatever it is. I'm probably all of those things I just mentioned, to be honest, but it really has helped me just floor it out, and I feel really confident. And I struggle too with body dysmorphia, like I really do. But when I do, I can step outside of it and go, we're good. We're doing really fucking good, man. Like we're not doing too bad. We're going to keep going, and we're going to have fun with this shit. We're going to take advantage of this great life, and we're going to just do something. So that's why I just do everything in between my life. It works. So that's really what I've learned in all seriousness with this path. And it just synchronizes. This is where I think it's fucked. Everything's really fucked right now. I think everybody who's watching this is probably going to agree that we are in a dystopia. This is fucking 1984. Like, there's drones and shit for surveillance. Honestly, like they're starting to go completely cashless here, and they're starting to merge into one banking system in Australia. Real estate shit's fucked. Groceries are still rising. It's wild, guys. It's like, I know that America is wild. I don't know how bad it is in America. It's just, it was already expensive here, but it's just, we're getting just trampled on, and everybody's kind of just bending over and taking it, and nobody's really doing anything, and our rights are getting stripped everywhere. It's not just Canada and Australia. It's not just America. It's a lot of places. But the thing is I was struggling, and I had a meditation with Belial, and I was like, why did I have to do all this shit fucking now? Why couldn't I have done this shit earlier? And he's like, because this is the perfect time to do this shit, when it's at its hardest. And I'm like, there's a beauty to it. When your life is hard, I get a lot of messages, man, and I haven't been answering as many, and I'm not trying to be rude. I just really needed to fix my energy. Nobody did anything wrong. I have the most kindest supporters. I'm not fucking kidding. The only people that try to bother me, it's like TikTok fucking Gen Z people who are triggered over everything, and Karen boomers that are passive aggressively praying for me. I don't care, and I don't bother. But what was I gonna say right now? Sorry. Oh no, I know what I was gonna say. There's a beauty in doing things when life is feeling really tough, and I get to really have this great experience and share it, so I feel energized and I feel really excited. I don't want to say that I feel special, and I don't want to come across as that though, because it's not about that. I feel like I'm so disconnected from any of that shit. Like, we should just be doing this. I just wanted to reach out to some people because I get multiple people telling me, I wish I can do this, or I really want to start a business, or like, people assume that I'm really confident. I'm just a fucking Aquarius rising and sun, and I've got a bunch of like Scorpio in my chart. My daughter did my charts and shit, and she's like, yeah, you're kind of fucked. I just got to fail very miserably for years and work really hard for like the past 12 years at doing something with my life, and now I finally figured out what I'm doing, and that's it. I was kind of just going with emotions and waiting for shit to happen, and that's the beauty of it. Synchronicities are real, and the thing that people get confused with synchronicities is they think that, Lucifer is just making COVID happen so you can have it better. That's not fucking it, bitch. What's happening is it's math. They're mathematically setting everything in place so you can align with those things that are bound to happen anyways. That's what it is. I get a lot of fucking messages about Lucifer, and that's one thing I will say I forgot to add to the list of fucking haters. But the Lucifer experts who are like, Lucifer is my husband and he demands that you change your content. Some bitch. I am not. I just don't care about shit. Like, if you're doing that shit, you really need to get some fresh air. Like, God spousals are a real thing, and I know that people didn't really talk about them until like the past few years. But I see that shit because of TikTok, where they really think that Lucifer's their husband and would make breakfast for them. Like, that's not really how that fucking works. How it works, and I could do a whole other video on it, is you really are aligned to what they are coming in alignment with you. If they're humanizing themselves to a point where it's a little out of your comfort zone so you can expand, and you keep expanding, you'll never match their energy. I fucking have heard it all about Lucifer's wives, I swear. That's one thing that's crazy to me. But they think like I'm going to be the queen of hell. It's like, come on. That's fucking nuts to me. So that's not how that works. I don't know how to explain God's spousals. I don't know how to talk about it. There's thunder and lightning right now. That's cool. But with God's spousals, it's really about you expanding your true potential and having respect for thyself, because you respect that spirit that you might have that matrimony with. But it's not the Christian concept of marriage, and it's not the fucking Western world or, societal standards of marriage where, Lucifer's painting the fucking fence and building the crib, like, that's not it. And I see shit like that, and it scares the fuck out of me. But back to reality, the synchronicities that I've just had with everything have been really, really amazing. And I want to point out too, because I get a lot of questions. I checked my comments on Kitchen Occultist today, because I just posted there not too long ago, about needing help talking to fallen angels and the devil. I'm not the person to give that sort of advice. I'm not a consultant. I am simply somebody who's sharing my experiences, and my experiences can be very different from yours. But a lot of the time I've noticed with talking and getting feedback from other occultists that are in the content creating community is that things seem pretty like aligned with what they know and their experiences. I kind of go with that sort of stuff. But I'm not a fucking expert in any of this stuff. I'm on my journey right now, and I didn't even plan on talking about my journey when I started doing witchcraft content again after not doing it for over a decade and it haunting me. So I just started to feel so amazed with the results that I got because of me having the potential to put in the work for those results. But I do see people wanting instantaneous results, but a deep path without doing the work. I've seen that so many times. And it's one thing, I don't know if this makes sense or if this is going to insult somebody, but when you're asking somebody else for help for your spiritual path to connect with a deity, it's kind of like defeats the purpose, in my opinion, because I don't want to talk to Belial or Azazel for you unless I'm doing like a reading. You know, I do readings for people in my personal life, and sometimes for the collective, but I don't do them consistently. I don't feel the need to. But if I'm channeling messages from them, or if I'm doing a message for myself and I feel very compelled to share it with the collective, oh, that thunder's great, then that's different. But I'm talking about people will come to me and they want me to ask Belial for help. I don't know what the fuck you are wanting. I don't know what the hell to say. You know, so just light a candle and be at peace. Do a little research, or you can go in completely blind. I've done both. And just be in the dark. Don't be afraid. And if you are afraid, just face it a little bit, because it gets really scary sometimes. You know, there's synchronicities that happen. I'm already on edge because of fucking thunder and shit. You know, like if we're gonna have a power outage or some shit. It's those sorts of things. I get shit that happens in my environment. So, but because I put in the work, I don't have negative things. Sometimes it's just a lot of energy in an environment, because not only do I do my full-fledged shit, but I have 2 grown kids that do theirs, and they were just starting to do it. You know, they just kind of did it on their own. I've never forced beliefs on my kids. I don't believe that. I didn't expect them to even get into magic. They literally played a Goetia-based video game, and when they started to research the Goetia and really, really fucking feel aligned with it. And then I was doing this shit at the same time. I know I've mentioned this. And then we were all kind of nervous to talk to each other, because I had to, at some point, I had to talk to my kids and be like, hey guys, how do you feel about this? You know? And they were feeling the same way. They were like, oh my gosh, mom's gonna freak out, and you know, what the fuck? But we have a lot of intense energy. One of my kids works heavily with Saturnarian magic, and the other works with Azazel, which is kind of the same thing, you know? It's a really fucking interesting. Those synchronicities really solidify a lot of shit for me on like a non-scientific level, you know, on a personal, getting a bit too excited about it. Because some people do get a bit excited, a little too excited about synchronicities. And what I mean by that, it's not when really cool shit happens. It's like, oh my gosh, I saw a white butterfly today. I think Hekate's reaching out to me. It's like, bitch, they're common. You know, like, that's the thing. Oh gosh, the lightning is so amazing. I wish that you guys can see it. It's really, really nice right now. But those are things that I've just noticed synchronicities in my environment. I really do believe certain things are just coincidental, in a sense to where they're not necessary for you. They're not a sign. Not everything's a sign. You know, when I was younger, I know I did the same thing. I was looking for something spooky to happen all the time. I always wanted something to bump in the night. Oh, what's that? Yeah, that's what you get when you're 13 years old and you're fucking with a Ouija board. You know, that was me. That was me at 13 years old. So I've always been drawn to this shit. But I was always looking for something too. And when I would find something, I would be like, oh no, my gosh, that's freaking me out. And then I would go back and do it again. It's this weird thing, and to me, that's just this draw that we have. Some of us, I believe, do have a connection to these entities. And I don't think that it has to be in a weird way. Sorry, the lightning and thunder are really distracting me. I really feel Azazel's energy pretty strong, and it's interesting. But I think that they're really pleased with the work that I'm putting in. It's a humbling path. I feel like just saying this because people ask so much. They think it's like cool and fun, and it is, but it's really humbling. If you just are humble and you're open to working on yourself and you stick to what you say you do, because if you don't, they will force it. If you say that you want growth, they're gonna fucking make shit happen. They're gonna make things uncomfortable for you, and then you're gonna feel a surge of energy to, like, the desperation to fix it, and that'll keep happening and happening until you get used to it, until you go, okay, I've learned, and then something really amazing happens. Like whatever, some goal that you have, opportunity that you didn't think had, some doors will open up, or you'll have finances. My finances are taken care of. Like, it's not because of the work that we put out, because the system's really fucked right now, but it always happens. It always, somebody or something always owes us money, or something, just, it's things like that that come into our environment, and I know that my needs are taken care of, but I don't feel like entitled to that. I feel like I gotta just keep working hard. So I hope that clears some stuff up. This isn't a fucking Q&A, but I just noticed I get a lot of feedback on asking, oh, what do I do? What do I do? Just show up. Just light a candle. Do a little research on whatever entity, and just know that it needs to feel right. It's okay if you feel a little intimidated, because I certainly did, at first, and I still do at times. With the same, people think, oh, you have so much of Belial's essence in you. I know that. You think that I don't respect him because I can be in a silly, goofy mood and things feel very comfortable? No, I have the utmost respect for these entities, and it's not out of obligation and being a kiss ass. It's because you see what they fucking really have gone through. The perseverance of Azazel he's so quiet in his powder, yet he's fucking loud, as his energy is like thunder, and he'll make it known. It's pouring rain now. That's so cool. It's super storming right now. I wonder if you guys can hear, so I can prove it, so I don't sound like an idiot. I would love to see some lightning. That'd be super cool. I don't want the neighbors to think I'm fucking filming them, though. But yeah, that just happened out of nowhere. I get excited. That was a random, where we're not expecting that. I usually know. Let me close this. I always forget righty, tighty, lefty, loosey, because I'm left-handed, and I fuck it up every time. So I don't know. I would say, for, just to wrap this up a bit, for people who are starting out, and you want to do all this, because people are saying too, oh, I want to do things that you're doing. Do 5 minutes of meditation and 5 minutes of exercise, if that's all you can do. I fucking get it. That's it. So I do a bunch of crazy shit now, but it took me a while to get there, and you don't have to worry about the finish line. It sounds so stereotypical, but it's true. Every day will feel like a mission and like a journey. And some days are going to feel really good, and some are going to feel really fucking turbulent. But in some days, you're not going to get through those days. You're going to fall apart, you're going to snap, you're going to do shit you don't want to do, say shit you don't want to say, you're going to fucking procrastinate. It's okay. I don't want people to be under this impression, for what it's worth, in my experience, that fallen angels are just expecting you to do fucking 400 fucking push-ups before breakfast, and pump iron, and go after your goals, and be like these alpha bros who aren't alpha bros, the ones that are always, they just sit on their fucking ass and do a podcast all day. They're like, I'm an alpha bro. No, you're not. You're a fucking gym junkie, and you probably don't know how to accept fucking no as an answer sometimes. Honestly, that's what that is. But what I mean is just working toward those goals and having those failures. They're gonna be there for you. I've had those experiences. So I don't have this flawless journey or this flawless fucking life. I'm not a fucking flawless, humble person. I try to be. I'm not trying to mask that. I literally have just learned deep lessons. And it took me needing to ask the devil for help. And he did. And he does. And I feel really good. It's not, it's the most honest, raw, deep, strong fucking thing that I think I've ever done. And you can sit there sometimes and go, shit, man, there's a point of no return in this. And to an extent, I think there is, but why would you want there to be? I've genuinely grown, and I've genuinely grown to respect these entities so much and appreciate all that they've done. So I'm going to wrap it up and go enjoy this storm. And thank you for all of your patience, guys. Seriously, this Gnosis, this is a huge project, and I fucking really, really, really believe that I can pull this off, but I have to wear like 40 hats in order to do it. And I have a lot of support, but I'm just sorry that I haven't posted, because my kitchen occultist is doing really well, but I want to just focus on that right now. So thank you, because it's been 6 months and I'm getting there. But I feel very blessed that I get to do really fun, amazing, interesting things and share them with awesome people like you. So I'll leave it at that, and until next time, you guys take care, and I'll talk to you very soon.